Hello, it is us again. Welcome to Technical Difficulty Town. Um, I am your wonderful storyteller, Tom, and I am very elegantly taking up all the time and spotlight so Travis can repair his audio.
Theoretically, it's working. There we go. I hope that works. Um, but yeah, if you can't hear me, audience, give me a shout. Let me know. Thank you for filling the dead air for me, Tom. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to hand it back over to Tom momentarily, but before I do, there are just a couple of quick things I wanted to make sure that you were all aware of. Uh, as of tomorrow, at I believe it's 2 p.m. Eastern, the Exalted Abyssals uh, Indiegogo is coming. I'll get you a link here. I'm going to throw in the chat right quick that you can go ahead and sign up to be notified when that goes live. And I also want to call to everyone's attention that this month we're starting, instead of doing a single game night through Start Playing, we're doing a game weekend. So if you head over to Start Playing, you can set up a game for either for free. If you just want to try out a new game, you can set up games for charge to be part of that event. And I will get the link to that shortly here. We actually have a link that Start Playing is providing us to give you basically $10 worth of credit when you sign up, which is handy. It'll help reduce the cost of joining a game and give you a little bit of money uh, in your coffin. So throw that link in the chat there. Now that I'm done paying the bills, I will pass things back over to Tom to get us introduced to the scenario as it sits.
Thank you. Here I am, back again, so suddenly. Um, yeah, we are in our third session of our Mage the Awakening campaign. And we are just in a very confusing state as our four mages, one of them can't be here today, but we very much hope they will be back with us next time. um our four mages just became mages. They ventured into the supernal realm. They had an interesting journey, and they wrote their names into the mighty books on the peaks of the watchtowers. And um, I think, as everybody knows, after a high, there comes a deep low, as all the knowledge, all the immense power is gone. But we will see about this in a few moments. Before we start, I would love for my players to introduce themselves and remind everyone who they are playing tonight. So, since everything is out of order today, we're going to start out of order too. Please, Josie, tell us, who are you playing?
Good question. No, hi, I'm Josie. I'm playing Eleanor, um, who just had some character development, as we all have, but is it for the better? I have no clue.
Thank you. The next one is Ren.
My name is Ren, and I am playing the mathematician, Dr. Gilberts. And once again, I'm probably going to lose my mind over this campaign, and this is going to be amazing once again.
Thank you for your trust. And Travis, who are you playing?
My name is Travis. My pronouns are he, they, and I'm playing Nancy Nighthawk, whose pronouns are she, her. She is a visual artist, works in the ad department of the company, and is now an acanthus, which is exciting.
It is indeed, yes. So, okay. I think it is time. Time to return to a castle somewhere in the Middle European mountainscape. At this castle, the wonderful, not nameless, but very prominently named Helix Inc. is holding a company retreat with several hundreds of employees. I mess these things up all the time. So the people who are working for the company. um, and they brought them to this wonderful place, which doesn't seem to have been a hotel for a very long time, but it has a lot of the good things that you need, like wonderful sleeping rooms, a huge and rich buffet, and a kitchen. There are a lot of activities to go around. There was a big presentation at the beginning, with all with some of the very important people telling everyone what a wonderful job they did over the last year, and that they're in for 5 days of fun workshops, awesome games, and just the best time off they can imagine. Our characters couldn't help but to follow some of their instincts, fleeing from suddenly appearing family members, looking into strange behavior of other employees, or just having a really, really good look at the intriguing architecture of this place. And all 4 of them, well, kinda fell through the net of the lie, which we call reality, and they came out on the other side in the supernal realm and awakened to the truth that there is a whole world, a whole new meaning, and strange powers on the other side. It was quite the trip, and it's now time to come back. And we will start in the very moist mine that is located close to the castle, in a cavern that has a pond, and there are 2 women waking up from a strange, strange fever dream. How do you feel?
I'm assuming that my first action will be to lean over the edge and puke into the sort of lake that's there, probably rather violently, like tears welling up my eyes. It's been a disorienting experience, so I think getting rid of all the hors d'oeuvres that I ate before we came in here is probably the first order of business.
Sounds lovely.
After rubbing my eyes out because for some reason they've gone quite crusty, I get this revolting feeling, but instead of vomiting, I just push out this one scream that sounds more animalistic than human. It starts echoing everywhere. And then I'm scared of my own scream.
At least your surroundings are kind enough to behave normally.
So can you turn down the volume on your panic, please? And I will then
There's a volume button on that.
scoop up a handful of water and rinse my mouth out. Spit it back into the lake. You okay?
I don't know.
Did you see any of that?
Yeah, yeah, but you weren't there.
Well, I guess you weren't there the whole time either with me, but
Did you meet someone as well?
no. Well, sort of. I guess I met me. It's
Well, congratulations. Buy a cake and celebrate it. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I have a funny feeling that it was the beginning of something. How long have we been gone?
I don't know, and I check my phone to see what time it is.
If I could say what time it is when when she checks her phone, that would be. I would prefer to do that if possible.
Yeah, you can tell.
Just based on the on time magic. Um, yeah, exactly how
You
long were we gone?
you were gone for exactly 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Excellent. I will point that out. And do I need to roll anything to activate that time magic, or is that just a basic understanding?
I think you can get this one for free.
Okay. And I'll probably even pull my phone out and double check the time to make sure I was right in my estimation,
Yeah.
How did
because that's a little weird.
that felt like way longer?
Yeah, it did. But it wasn't, so we've got that going for us. We should get back. I think.
Yeah, yeah. I check my pockets to see if I have a little card in there with traces of licking.
You check your pockets. And no, there is no card. You you didn't bring any material objects with you. Instead, you put your hand into your pocket and then you withdraw it again. And there's just a certain weight to your hand now. Like you can feel the weight of the bargain that you have made. And you can kind of feel the heavy value that is in there. It's not something that you can like give away that easily, but it is something that now belongs to you. And as you think about it, you get the impression that there are so many bargains out there that could be manipulated, that you could see, that you could find.
Hmm. Odd. Well, everything was odd, but odd. Odd stacked on top of the oddness.
Yeah, I hate to say it this way, but I think odd might be the new normal.
Well, I knew it. Meeting family is always a bad omen for me. Should have just went to my room, camped it out there, and just, I don't know,
Do you think that acid trip we just went on has anything to do with your sister? Did she spike your drink or something?
Oh, the fuck no,
My
she's not
drink?
that smart. But I don't think so. But I just know that whenever I see one of my family members, especially her, because I see her the most, because she always finds a way to weasel herself in, something happens. And I don't know if it's a self-fulfilling prophecy or not, because every day something bad happens, technically, but you know. Yeah, we should get out of here.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand up and then extend my hand in case you want a hand getting up.
Thanks. And I pull myself up um, with Nancy's help, and then try to find our way out again.
Yeah. Are we terribly turned around, or is it relatively easy to find our way back out?
I remember there only being one fork in the road, and for the rest, it was just going straight.
I remember somebody making marks on the walls.
I did do that. Yes. Yeah. I'll look for the black lipstick.
Yeah. And you kind of find your way easily enough into the evening sunlight outside. There's there's fresh air waiting for you. And as you are looking up the walls and the towers of the castle, you become aware of something that you haven't been aware before, which eludes the minds and perception of all mortals. The castle is murmuring, but not in a in a in a way that you could discern a language, spoken words as they are. It is another form of communication. And you feel like if you concentrated onto this, you might be able to understand it a little bit better.
Yeah. I will try to focus on it as much as I can.
And you realize it is speaking of unmoved ages, of standing still seconds. It is speaking of borders that are carved into the stone around you. And you see it communicating in a way that tells you that time itself is manipulated in this place in a huge, huge way.
I guess a couple questions. One, do I acknowledge and recognize that it's using a language and that is not a language that I remember speaking previously? And for clarification, I do have a dot in high speech.
Yeah, it is high speech. It is you understand instinctively that this is the way that the truth, the world beyond the supernal realm, is communicating. And it is telling you time has been changed in this place.
Is there a way that I might use time magic to get a grasp on how time has been used? To like how what those changes are?
You can. We are looking at a mystery, and there are two ways to go about a mystery to investigate it. You can try to reveal everything about it with a single dice roll, which is a revelation. And you have to beat its opacity. Or you can scrutinize it first, which will cost you willpower and time, and you can use a power that you sense within yourself to mess around a little bit with it, to find out what it does, to get some first information and reduce the opacity. And as you start focusing more and more on this mystery, you realize this is a fucking huge mystery. This is at least one giant spell that will take you a lot of time and a lot of willpower, so to say, to unravel.
Okay. Well, I assume we have some time while we're walking back, right?
Yes, but scrutinizing takes almost all of your attention, and it is not a good place and time to do this. It's probably not the first mystery that you should be investigating, but I'm telling you, it is there.
Yeah, if I feel for whatever reason that like we need to expedite getting the hell out of this tunnel first, I will mention as much and then sort of usher my companion along.
It doesn't seem like it is dangerous, but that's hard to tell. Okay. Where do you want to go to?
I mean, I would assume back to our rooms, right? Or back to one of our rooms so we can sort of trade notes. And I would like to start, especially if I perceive that this effect is still going on once we're actually inside the castle proper. I definitely would like to start investigating it at that point. Once we get into one of our rooms and settle down, I'll probably invite my associate. Forgive me, I'm terrible with names. What's your character's name, Josie? You're muted.
Ellie.
Ellie. And my lip reading is terrible. All right. Yeah, I'll probably invite Ellie to my room. Just maybe we should sit down, have a drink, try to figure out exactly what happened.
Yeah, wonderful. As you're on your way to your room, we see Dr. Brian Gilbert's awakening in that small chapel that he discovered. The candles are still lit, but the glow has lessened.
I start looking around, suddenly having lost the feeling of having that box of rulings and everything beneath me where I could shape everything. It's like I tasted a bit of power and now it's all gone. So I'm left dry and scared, fearing that I will never see or feel it again. So I just try to feel what I felt before. Like, can I still shape things to my will, or was it just a fever dream? Was it just an hallucination?
You forgot a lot. You're not almighty anymore. You feel that your connection to this realm and the ease with which you manipulated the laws of the world and the elements themselves is gone for the most part, but not entirely. You realize there's still some order in this place. It is still an interesting place, and as you see the candles flicker around you, you have the idea that they might be manipulated easily enough to maybe burn a little bit brighter. And
Try to, as I used to manipulate things there, I just imagine myself closing my hands around the flames, trying to cut off the oxygen to the flame.
What is your rating in forces?
Forces, I think, is a 1.
I think then you realize that this is not possible anymore.
I turn around and I look at the, because I suddenly remember, because it was that unimportant, but now it might be, is that colleague of mine still in the chapel, the one that was criticizing.
Ludo Carpelli is sitting next to the exit, leaning against the arch and looking at you, mildly smiling, but not in a sarcastic way, quite earnest.
I am suspicious. I am used to stinging quips and jealousy, but not joy. But I don't have the energy to do this at this moment. I take my notebook where I noted down the things that I saw before, and just reading it over, I follow the lines back to my room. I need time to think.
If you want to talk about what you've just seen, I'll be around.
I give a quick and polite nod, but I just go back and I try to remember everything as hard as I can just to make it make sense and make it work again. I greedily yearn for that power again. My world is nothing anymore because there's so much more.
As Nancy and Ellie are going to their bedroom, they actually pass by Brian's door.
Do we notice anything unusual about the door? Do we hear anything coming out of it or anything like that, or is it just we happen past it?
You pass it, and it is the moment that you're nearly out of sight for the door that Ellie feels a short pull. From behind.
Nancy, I'm gonna follow my instinct here, and I nudge her to go back to the door, or try to follow the feeling.
Sure, I'll follow along.
Until I'm at my destination.
And you realize that you kind of feel a magnetic resonance synergy between you and Nancy, as well with somebody beyond this door. You are connected.
I'm gonna walk up to the door, and when Nancy's there as well, we just like kind of look at each other, and I knock 3 times.
I just open the door and just like look out, like a bit looking like somebody who just had a very, very, very rough night after drinking. Just like a bit manic, hair disheveled, the shirt badly buttoned, and just like, yes, yes.
Oh, look, you're an equal mess to us. I knew it, Naz.
Good for you for knowing. I know nothing. And just turn around and start reading again. Start to take the crayon that I always keep with myself that I used to draw on the chalkboard. I just like drawing things in the air, trying to recreate moments, but to no avail.
I shoot this glance at Nancy with the intent of, I don't know what it is, but it's familiar. Remember?
Am I picking up any weird vibes off of Dr. Gilbert?
As you look at Ali and Brian at the same time, you see that they have a strange energy to them. They are I think the easiest description that you can find within the seconds that you have is they seem like cookies that I made with like a cookie making implement.
Like a cookie cutter.
Yes, that's the word, with a cookie cutter. But they are not fitting the hole they are leaving in the dough. Like they should be better connected to their surrounding, but they aren't.
Can I try to ascertain why or how that is? Where the pieces are not fitting appropriately with fate, with where they're supposed to be?
Actually, it's not a matter of fate. It's a matter of time.
Okay, well, I can certainly look in that direction as well.
And again, it is a mystery. And I think the opacity of this mystery is a 3. So if you want to reveal it immediately, you have to roll your Gnosis plus your Arcanum and reduce your dice pool by the opacity of 3.
All right, and can I spend a willpower for extra dice?
I don't know if you can use in this instance. I say yes. We might have to we have to do things otherwise next time, but for now we will go with you can spend.
That's all right. And do I need to spend mana for this or no?
No, because it is your main arcana.
Excellent. All right, so do we 10 again?
Yes, we do.
It'll be 2 successes.
Wonderful. I am distracted by a time tiger. Cat, please. Thank you.
As they do.
As they do. No, you found the other cat. No, he's gone.
Polymorphed wizards, all of them.
Yeah. Okay. They appear to be smaller and not fitting their surroundings because a pretty hefty spell has been cast on both of them. And you try to go back to where this spell was cast from, and you can't find the point of time. You look at them, you try to figure out kind of how far you can stretch your imagination about their past, and it's not there. And you get the idea that the people you are seeing are cut from time. Like something else should have happened, and they've been ripped out of that time, out of this timeline, and put into a different one.
So, sort of like a swap in from a parallel time as opposed to being like out of sync with where they're supposed to be within our own time.
Yeah, but that would be crazy, wouldn't it?
I mean, I just saw myself like in an infinite funhouse mirror in a lake. So probably not the craziest thing I've seen today. I will mention that in a whisper to Ellie. I think these things are in the wrong time.
What do you mean? How?
Like they're not where they're supposed to be, except instead of space, it's in time.
I try to wrap my head around that concept and try to explicitly, in any way possible, try to sense if there is something out of place, but the place being time. Like try to do the same that Nancy just did, but I don't know how that will work. Instinct.
You just have to concentrate and listen to what the other world is communicating to you. And as you look at Brian and Nancy, you see the very same thing. Cut out from someplace else, not fitting well.
I don't know how you did it or I did it, but you're right and I kind of hate it.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not my favorite thing. And is this something that strikes me the doctor should be aware of?
Like Dr. Gill is just still at this point in time, he's just like drawing the lines on the walls that he followed, just start marking them. It's a bit of a he looks a bit like a lunatic at this moment. He is not paying any attention to any of you as long as you don't get his attention specifically, but he's grasping at straws at this moment.
Hey Doc, what you doing?
The lines that they led me to somewhere, and they gave me anything. And he just turns to you, grabs you by the shoulders, like, I've seen angels, and they told me everything, and now they took it away. I need it back. I need to find it again.
Okay.
Well, Doctor, I think we have news for you.
Yes.
I don't think you're the only one who just saw some things today.
Yeah, I did not see any angels. Are we talking like pigeon wings, or are we talking like
We're talking
eyeball
about
wheels?
eyeballs. Yes. Lots of eyeballs. Big boomy voice
That's
and power. Unimaginable power.
well, that's only mildly terrifying.
They didn't give you a loyalty card?
It gave me the blueprints to everything, and they took it away.
You got blueprints and I just got this stupid card. Wow. I got the bad end of the deal. Trying to rationalize everything of this with humor, but I am so close to losing it.
Does Brian Gilbert know how to use magic, or is it at this moment just intent that will translate to?
You realize that everything that you're seeing right now is not true. You've seen and experienced the world in its true self, and you feel a connection to this truth. And you know the laws, or at least some of the laws of this truth. And you can enforce these rules. And you can apply these laws, and you can make things happen in a reduced way compared to what you've been able to do before. But to be honest, it is a fuck ton more of things that you can do than you could have before.
And I try to see, to use my prime to see more than I could, that I can see the blueprints that I saw. I can maybe not manipulate them or use them, but can I at least try to see them.
Your arcana are prime, space, and force.
I was trying to use the supernatural vision prime one.
Yes. I'm just looking it up again, so I don't make any mistakes, as I just did, because I was far too easy on you on this mystery. You can you look around, and you suddenly become aware that you are more or less on the tip of a volcano. You can't see it as much as you feel it. The immense force, the well of power. 100, maybe 200 feet below you. It is not the same as the watchtower that you have visited, but it is a beacon.
My eyes start glowing as I see hope again, and I just follow what, or maybe don't follow. I see something. I need to go to it. I grab some like stuff, put it in like a little doctor's bag that like some teachers have. Like just I try to follow it, see if the lines help me find it.
Hold on there a second, and I like push my hands flat against his shoulders. Take it from me. Maybe don't follow everything. Please don't follow everything.
Why?
Because
That's a bad explanation.
no, hold on. Let me. How do I explain this? And I like drop one hand and just lean on him with the other. Big power, not always good.
But not always bad.
Just be a cynic for once.
Columbus didn't find things. None of the great ones found things because they were scared or because they didn't try.
Columbus didn't find shit. That was the Vikings. But anyway.
He did find stuff, just that was already found.
Doctor. And I grip his shoulders now. Maybe whatever you're feeling, maybe just sit down, have a chat with us. Maybe we can help. You never know, because I have a feeling this is all way beyond us, and I don't like that. Just
Me neither. So I want it back.
We've
Just-
all seemingly had some strange experiences today. I think if we share notes, maybe we can get to the bottom of it faster.
Oh, yes, notes. Like, take out my
that's
notebook with all the data I put in from thing and just like show it to you.
I was being metaphorical, but cool.
Can you read that? Just like I take it that Dr. Gilbert's handwriting is as intelligible as his social skills.
Excuse me, my handwriting is crime.
Thank you. That makes things easier.
Quick question for our storyteller.
Yes.
Can I utilize my mastery of time to digest these notes faster?
Oh, that's a fun question. Maybe it's actually time to do our first spell. Let's see. Dip, 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 dip. Time. I think acceleration could be what we're looking for. It is a 3-dot time spell. You become basically faster. Yeah, let's say this works for you. So, haha, we are going to cast real magic for the first time. We can simply use the magnificent foundry tool for that.
Well, that's a good call. Somebody didn't log into their foundry, and that somebody is me.
Well, turn back time and do it again.
Yes. Where did I hide the spell casting? There. So this is time, and it is 3, and it is a potency spell. And is it one of your roads or praxis?
No.
Isn't.
I'm not sure what the praxis are. I'm
It is
still trying to
basic.
figure that out.
A road is a master spell that somebody else created, and you are casting it like painting by numbers.
Right, and I don't have anything that would work for that. The roads that I've written down are for time is weight of years, which is different.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, we are looking at the level 3 spell. Your Arcana is also 3, which means we will get 1 free reach. And if we want to have anything from this spell, we have to put this into a casting time, because otherwise you would need 3 hours for this. Okay. You can use your high speech as a yantra.
Okay.
Which will give you 2 additional dice, I think. And since there are no circumstances which would say we need to go for any paradox, I think that's it.
So I would use my reach to bring it from ritual to instant.
Yes.
I get 2 bonus dice for the high speech.
Yes.
And it's Gnosis plus Arcana, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, I keep grabbing analog dice like I don't have a dice roller in front of me. All right, so let me get that handled. Gnosis time, and then I click.
Are you in the improvised spell thing?
I think so.
Okay, because then it's just cast spell on the bottom thing.
Okay, so I've got the things selected that I should be selecting, I believe. Where's the cast spell button?
Bottom right corner.
Not seeing it.
Okay. There is on your character sheet a dedicated button for improvised spellcast.
Okay, I gotcha.
There you can pick Arcanum level, which is 3. Potency is right. You got 1 reach. You get 2 Yantra dice. Casting time is advanced 1 turn. If you want to, I can click the cast spell button for you. Okay.
So, all right. Now, if I can only find out where that result went. There we go. Looks like I got 5 successes.
Okay.
Holy cow.
Okay. That's all the interesting mechanics. Let's take back a step. You were handed the notebook and you realize, well, this will take some time. And what do you do that completely bends any perception and time just makes you go so very fast? What is going on inside of you and what can others see?
I think that maybe I'm not even doing it like I'm not conscious of the effect that it's having elsewhere. I just want it to be done as fast as possible. Like I want to be on par in this conversation without wasting any time. But I think maybe the way that that looks out front is almost like there are like echoes of my fingers and the pages as I'm just flipping through it sort of rapidly as far as an onlooker is concerned. So like I'm holding the book in one hand and as I'm flipping the pages, it looks like I have 10 or 12 fingers as the pages are just almost like a blur of motion. Sometimes moving back and forth as I'm going back to reread to make sure I understand something.
And as you do this, at least Allie understands what is being communicated. Brian sees that something is happening, but in a strange dialect that he isn't necessarily understanding. And it's just acceleration, speed, something that hums, that is just there and around Nancy, that is telling you that she is applying laws of time, true laws of time, and that she is breaking the lie in this very second. And you see a glimmer of the supernal shimmering through Nancy's action.
Well, better get used to that, I think.
What are you doing? How are you doing it?
Reading.
I think it's I know what this is. I knew what this is. I know what this is. Time is not right here for us, like Nancy said to me, but now she's using it herself, I think.
How long does it take me to read the entirety of the notebook?
Maybe 2 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I'll slam the book shut and hand it back to Dr. Gilbert.
Oh, then I didn't even have that conversation because they just snapped shut.
Yeah, no, like literally to like punctuate your sentence, I snap the book shut and hand it back over.
You waited for the little.
Right. I mean, interesting stuff. I didn't follow a good chunk of it, but I think enough to kind of understand what you're aiming at. Yeah. So, without getting too far into the technical weeds, shit's fucked up, and I think we should try to figure out why and how.
Yes. So we find the source.
Did you need to read that entire book to know that shit's fucked up?
No, I just wanted to make sure that I had as close of an understanding as I could as to what the doctor was talking about, because we said compare notes.
What did you even do when I reached out to maybe also grab the notebook too?
I just focused on wanting to be done with it, and I chanted my intent to be done with it in that weird language that I heard earlier.
Language? You know what? Just and I grabbed this little notebook if I'm allowed to, and I don't necessarily look at it in the same way as Nancy did. I just flipped through a few pages, probably not understanding a single thing, because I think Dr. Gilbert wrote in his usual vocabulary of I have 6 degrees or more, and I am explaining things with very serious words.
Don't forget, I'm a teacher. I'm supposed to make people know what I want them to know.
Yeah, I don't know that with my 1 dot of academics and 0 dots in science, I've wrapped my head around too much of it, but I could probably regurgitate it though.
Y'all got like dots in that? No, I think I saw something in Fate that I could maybe use for a little thingy-majig. But the thing is, I found it and then I lost it. So hold on. What's it again? You know what? I'm gonna do something that's called a pro gamer move, and I think it would be funny if I was like, this book is important. This book is really important. let's make it even more important, actually, so that we have more use out of it. And I'm going to try to cast Monkey's Paw, which is a 3 fates spell.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Basically, Monkey Paws enhances the equipment bonus that a tool gives. And is this by any chance one of your roads?
Acanthus have fate and time, I think, but it is
Yes.
not. Hold on, what did I note down for my roads? Where did I put those? Where did we note these down?
It isn't.
Where did we even note those down? I forgot.
They are in the magic tab of your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And there is lucky number, fate 2, sworn oath, fate 3, and veil of moments, time 2 as your road spells.
Where do this is a while ago that I made this sheet. Where do you find that again? Because I am in the magic tab. I'm just
You
not
are in the
seeing-
magic tab, and then scroll a little bit down.
Mhm.
There should be spells.
Oh, no, just wasn't. It was collapsed. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's not any of those. So I'm just gonna do this. Try to do this.
You're gonna click the improvised spell button.
Improvised spell. I am blind.
It is just above the magic tab button, the
Okay.
hand with the
Yeah.
fireball around it.
Whooshy.
Then
Okay.
Arcanum, pick fate. Choose level 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? Just why start with something easy? Just go all in.
It's important, Tom. It's important.
Yes. Sure.
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay. The primary factor is potency, and if you don't want to sit here for 3 hours, you have to put your oh, why do you?
I clicked out of it accidentally. I'm sorry. Hold
No,
on.
I was wondering why it was telling me that we have 3 reach, but we don't, because it was still calculating with level 1, but we are looking at level 3, so you only have 1 reach. If you don't want to take 3 hours for your spell, you have to put your 1 reach into advanced. So the effect won't be crazy.
That's okay.
Okay.
And obviously I'm gonna bless it and not curse it.
You don't have the high speech merit, and none of you at this point has a magical tool. You can't connect to this place for an environmental bony, so we don't have any dice mods.
Beautiful. What could possibly go wrong?
No Yantra dice, so it is just cast spell.
Wait, hold on. Am I this should calculate with my gnosis as well, right? That's related? Yeah. Okay, because that's a 2. Cast spell.
Oh, yeah.
Yippee.
It is 2 successes. Great.
Did that cost me mana?
The tool says it does.
Great.
So let's say yes. I have to The thing is, I read all these rules some time ago, and I'm always pretty sure I know exactly what's going to happen. I know exactly what the rules are, and in the very moment I have to apply them, I get like a very insecure.
You're preaching to the choir. I'm currently running an Ascension campaign, so trying to keep the two of these straight is no small challenge.
Yeah. So you spend one point of mana, please, and we will have a look into that. And we will probably have it wrong, as I did the whole thing just a few minutes ago. So, learning again, amazing. But you change the equipment bonus of this very powerful tool. And it is, you can give it a +1 bonus according to your potency, or you can actually decrease its value and giving it a -1 bonus.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it a -1. I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot consciously. Unconsciously, no clue.
Okay, great. So the thing is, that was the amazing, brilliant, breathtaking math and dice rolling. Now let's have some more game in our game. And please tell us, what does it look like as you cast the spell, and what it is that you feel as you do it?
I flip through these pages and I have a feeling, yes, this is important. This is what you found, and it's different. Apparently, it's different than what Nancy and I found. So I start flipping through it, and every movement of my finger to flip a page is at a different angle, very obviously, but I don't notice it. And with the intent of, this is important, I have to not understand, but more like make it clear to others that we need to hold on to this, because I am a hoarder. I guess I'm kind of willing this to be important, more unconsciously than consciously, but still, when I realize that something is happening, my eyes go wide and I flip a bit quicker, and the angles now stay a little bit more at a 90-degree angle in total, until I've flipped through it entirely, snap it shut, and go over the back of it with my thumb.
And once again, Nancy and Brian see something that is imperceivable to mortal eyes. And you see Ellie doing this. And as she does, it is like she's weaving sounds, tones, music into the pages. And once again, Nancy is understanding at least a little bit of what Ellie is doing, and Brian has a translation problem.
Can I try to use display of power to make the magic visible?
Sure. Wait a second. Is this another spell?
Yeah, that's prime 3. It makes magic visible.
Oh, we really just went, oh, what can we do with this? We have a new toy.
Yeah, the
Let's
thing is
use
that
them.
I don't
Max!
understand. I want to understand. Let me see it. People are just making time move, making shit important. I need it to be tangible.
Making respond majors within the spell's area rather than being internal imagus form. Okay. Before you do this, I have to ask Josie a question, because
Yes.
technically your spell is done within one turn.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian is seeing you casting the spell, and then would take a turn to cast his own spell. So Ryan, pure mechanically, he wouldn't be able to perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay for you to say, well, it's actually taking a little bit longer so he can watch it unfolding? Or
Well,
do you want to be done before he is through with his spell?
for both general narrative purposes and the purpose of this is my first time doing this, what the fuck am I doing? I have no clue. I probably wasn't casting from the beginning, and Brian might have already known that something was afoot. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, then Brian, let's go through the magic that is spellcasting.
I love playing mage, except when it's the mage part.
Okay. Have you found the improvised spell tab?
No. Wait. Boom. Yeah, improvised spell cast.
Wonderful. Okay. Pick Prime. Pick level 3.
That is weaving. No, primary factor duration.
We go for duration. Your free duration is 3 turns. We can put this over 3 turns. We put all the one reach into casting time. And now I am actually remembering a yantra everyone can use, which is your mage name, the name that you inscribed into the book on the top of the watchtower. And it is not just I cast the spell by the power of Grayskull. It is showing the world who you are in your truest essence. You are revealing yourself. If you use your mage name, you become probably somebody else, or at least a little bit changed. You are on your full display of power, so to say.
Go off.
And that would give you a 2 dice bonus on Yantra dice.
Just out of curiosity, can you combine that with your true name, or with your with high speech as well?
Yes, you can. And you can also use tools of powers. You can add Yantra dice to a limit, I think, of 5.
So it's just all spell data. So spell data is like prime, level 3, duration, Yantra dice 2, dice mod 0, withstand rating is
Nothing.
That is good. And then just cast.
And then hit cast spell.
Did you do a thing?
Not yet. There it is.
It took a while to think.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Please tell us, after this incredible display of spellcasting techniques, what does it look like as you do this? How do you invoke your shadow name? And what do you feel as you do this?
I imagine myself again in the place that I was before. Like a small fragment of, once again, I look at the threads and make everybody see what I could see, that I'm not mad, that this is geometrically and mathematically correct. And I just, every movement that they make for doing their spell, every thinking, becomes visible in values, like data. And every mage can, when they see it, knows exactly what the other is doing.
It is it is probably a little bit different for the other two, how they perceive the imago, the more or less picture of what this spell should do in the head of the caster. But what we can say that it is in this moment a work of beauty. You're bringing something into this realm that should be here, but it's covered on the thick and thick oppressive layers like lead across an unimaginable chasm far away from the truth. And your minds can reconnect to that and bring it to this place. And we can see the way that Ali is weaving meaning into these pages, and how her way of perceiving magic in the realm of a watchtower, which was perceivable through music, now intertwines with the pages. And it's a brilliant work of art. And at the same time, it is kind of obvious that unlike the clear rationale that manifested the spell that Brian did, this is much more on an instinctive level, casted with much more ease, so to say. Nonetheless, it's beautiful.
Now, with us being of the same path and me having just a little bit less in that arcanum than Ellie does this all look like familiar? Like, is there another level of familiarity to me? Do I register that like this is just outside my own grasp, or how is that read to Nancy?
She is basically using the same language and dialect as you do. And you recognize many of the words that she is using, many of the ideas, like the grammar of the spell you understand. There's just an extra layer that you can't grasp yet. But it's very familiar. You can identify this as something that also belongs to you.
I will ooh and appropriately.
I will start making notes, scribbling on the walls what I see.
And then
I snap the book shut and put my finger on the back of it, then drag it across. Do I see what's going on around me? Like, do I see how visible
yes.
it is now, or did I not catch it? Because, okay, I look up and I jump like 25 centimeters to the back. That didn't happen with Nancy.
I don't think you're doing that. I think the doctor's doing that.
No, they did that. I just made sure that you could see.
That's the that I was talking about. Not the that.
Like you're like an idiot savant. You don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it beautifully.
Which one of us? And I don't know if we should be insulted by that.
No, but hold that thought. Hold that thought. Why not call it instinct? What about that?
Yes, nature. The spider does not know why it weaves, but it does. And it is beautiful.
I mean,
Well, I'm glad.
aren't they aware that it's because they're hungry mostly?
Not always.
Well, I'm glad there's no silk escaping my butt, but something else is that is less grotesque when translated to human form.
Yet. Just saying.
I need to take that image out of my mind, or I don't know what the hell is going to happen to it, because I don't know what is safe.
I mean, maybe
I
write
don't
it
know what's
out.
safe
See,
anymore.
there's nothing wrong with a little experimentation.
I will not do that. Thank you. You can go ahead. I will not. Thank you.
Do you know what you did?
I knew that this was important. And I have a tendency to hold on to things a bit more than I should. Have you ever been to my den of depravity? I mean, my server room.
Yes, you need more air.
No, I need more storage. I think 1/3 of the entire storage is not company information, but that's for another time. But just to illustrate, I hold on to things that I maybe shouldn't.
I just what did you want? What did you do?
I knew this was important, and I think by focusing on it being important, I made it more important.
But importance is a value without a value.
I don't know. Well, it's yours now. Congratulations. Gift time. Merry Christmas. And I pushed a notebook back into the doctor's hands.
I start focusing on it. But every once in a while, I try to focus back on the big light that I saw earlier. Because it's calmed me.
The important thing for us to put our efforts towards right now is, rather than worrying so much about what it is that we are doing, worry more about what it is that is being done around us, because this whole environment has a bad vibe.
And as you say this, you become aware that the door is still open, and there are footsteps on the corridor outside, and that we are going on a break.
I hate you for ending it on a cliffhanger.
Excellent. All right, cool. If you're watching this live, just hang out momentarily until you see our pretty faces again. If you're watching this on VOD, just hit fast forward until you see our pretty faces again. Just a quick reminder, I've got it pinned up top of the chat, but we are currently preparing to launch the Abyssals Indiegogo. You can hit that link that's pinned and take yourself to the Indiegogo page to sign up to be notified when it goes live. So that's one activity you can engage in while you're waiting for us to get back. Hang out. We'll be back momentarily. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We have returned from our break. Before we dive back into the story, let me one more time remind you that we are presently getting ready to launch our Abyssals Indiegogo. The link for that is pinned at the top of the chat, so feel free to head over there and sign up to know when we go live. Tom, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So in the meantime, I had one or 2 seconds to refresh my memory about the rules. And one of the things I need to clarify is, as long as you cast spells from your prime arcana, you don't spend any mana on them. So if you casted a time, a fade, or a prime spell, you haven't spent any mana for that, which is great. And I gave away probably far too much, far too early in the investigation of the mystery thing. Next time I will, I will follow the rules more closely for that one. So, but it is time to return to a certain castle and a hallway and a room which is connected to this hallway with a bed in it and a wall full of interesting paintings and 3 more or less confused people standing around of them and having a book in Brian's hands by this point. Well, the thing is, the door is open, and so we can hear the footsteps of somebody walking down the hallway. And they are pretty close.
I turn on my heels and go towards the doorposts, put my little grubby hands along it, and almost cartoonishly peek my head out.
And you see a woman walking down the hallway. She has long brown braided hair, and her skin looks like she's out in the sun a lot. She is wearing a casual blazer and fitting trousers and nice shoes. And she is smiling at you. This is Holly Patterson, and she is from HR.
I always have issues with HR.
Hi,
Hi.
Ellie.
Hi. You good?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Acceptable. Thank you. I got business to attend.
I am sure of that. And she is close enough to look around you and into the room. And she says, "Hi, Nancy. Hello, Mr. Gilbert. How are you doing on this very fine evening?"
Hey, wonderful. Anything seem off to you about this place?
Off. I don't know. They could be faster with the olives down at the bar, but And then she says, "Well, it's not the place, is it?"
What do you mean?
"It is you."
Oh,
What about us?
you experienced something.
Look, I don't know what your purpose is walking here in. Like, we never invited you into the room, but
Also, it's still my room. I am the one who is inviting people here. But
That,
anyway, what with constant mystery? What is going on? Why and how?
A lot of questions, to be honest. But I think I can be of actual help to you if you just would be so kind to let me.
I take 3 steps backwards immediately. Long ones.
Don't relax. I don't want to do any harm to you, if that's what you're worried about. I don't write any nasty reports about you. This is completely off the records. And yeah, I think I have some answers. So I'd like to close that door, though. It's
You're
Fine.
closer to the door. You can close it.
No, I just jog over and close the door, and under my breath, boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why shit happens on company time.
Wait a minute. Do I get paid for this? But not important. I just clean a piece of wall, give them crayons, go. Class is yours. We're listening.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gilberts. I think that's your way of communicating. I am less of a truck person, so thank you. I might come back to that if we need to. But please correct me if anything of this sounds wrong or unrelatable to you. You just experienced a transhuman experience that brought you to a whole new world of perception and gave you access to, let's say, a deeper understanding of the world.
You don't say.
How would you know that?
I am also aware of the world as it is. And events like this, they resonate.
So do you know what's going on with the place?
In a way, yes.
Don't suppose you're feeling like you're in a sharing mood.
No, the thing is, I turn to you and I look you in the eye, like, this is exactly the reason that the Vatican does the same thing to me. Always like the hiding words, the something is happening, but you don't understand. Ooh, tell me what is going on or leave.
Okay.
We know it's a mystery.
It is basically a giant puzzle box. And we are here because with the whole branch, we have some resources we otherwise don't, that we can use to investigate this place and, well, reach the core of the mystery. It is a, let's say, at least immensely powerful place. And whoever has access to this place, well, can use it. We as a company would love to have this as an asset to us.
Company is doing this more often, apparently.
So wait, like the company is aware of this? The company is encouraging this? The company condones bringing all these employees here?
Of course, not the entire company, because most of our employees aren't aware of what the world is, and there is a significant risk to that. But, well, certain individuals are.
So, what you're saying is there's a few, or maybe more than a few people that know of this, and all the rest don't. And you just go from place to place to see, hey, the people that know can do something with this place. And sometimes randomly people get pulled into it. Like what had just happened, or is that a first?
As far as I know, it is a first.
Oh, great.
On the other hand, as far as we understand, the awakening is an event that is kickstarted by our our wish to investigate and get to the bottom of a certain kind of riddle or problem. You have to have a certain inquisitive mind to break through what we call the lie. And since we are now surrounded by mysteries, there is a certain probability that people who are inclined to this sort of mindset being provoked into awakening. So it was basically a matter of time.
Time is wrong. Well, that's what the other two tell me.
It's more nuanced than that. Please don't take that out of context.
It's either right or wrong.
No. Oh, oh no. Oh, please don't start with that.
Okay. This sounds like you have some internal matters to clear up. That's all right.
Oh, no, it is not. It is just me and Nancy understanding this, and not the doctor.
Okay. I see what's happening here. Good.
What is? Please tell us what is happening. We don't know shit. And
each of us gets in contact at first with one source of power, so to say, as some people would frame it. As I would frame it, you look at the real world from a certain perspective. And from what we know, there are kind of 5 rough perspectives from which you can perceive the supernal realm. And each perspective, of course, shapes our view of the world. And you aren't looking at these things from the same perspective. If this makes sense.
It does not, and I know why you're in HR and not a teacher.
I roll my eyes almost audibly and then turn back to the other person in the room. So you're saying that me and Nancy encountered the same thing and the doctor did not?
You probably encountered the very same thing, but you perceived it completely differently. and different things mattered to you.
I feel a slight tingle in my left hand, I think.
Each awakening is highly personal, informed by your experiences and memories so far in your life. And the adventures can go from a pleasant walk through a summer field of flowers that just never ends if you don't have the necessary self-control, to a literal hike through hell. And as far as I see it, it is always coming from a place of ignorance. You're not getting the full picture. It's okay. I think it is a good starting point that you can't see everything. Because as I remember it, I was overwhelmed by the comparatively few things that I saw.
Sure, but I don't like not knowing things. Like really, really, really badly. I like to know things so I can avoid bad things.
Mhm.
And with the limited amount of knowledge I have, even if it is overwhelming, it is not enough to assess whether things are dangerous or not. So, do I just lock myself away forever to not touch anything ever again and try to stay away and no more heebie-jeebies?
Would you be a happy person?
I practically live in the server room, so I don't think it would be much of a change.
It's like trying to unhear a bell or forget how to breathe. Like this, I think this is a one-way trip.
The thing is, you are connected to time and probably fate. Am I right? That's what
How
I
do you
understood.
know that? How can you tell?
Both of them had a discussion about time.
Is this a Greek myth or something? Time fate?
No, that's feta, not fate.
No, that's cheese, not magic. Listen, can I can feel things. I can feel, yes, the passage of time. I can feel, yes, the way things are supposed to move. And I can feel just a little bit of darkness creeping in at the edges. I'm going to, probably partially due to not knowing any better, I'm going to relay to this person using my shadow name in high speech that I would like to know where you fit into this whole thing. And I would like to basically just use like Fate 1 to try to see what role they're playing in this. Are they like us in reacting to this, or are they like a proactive person? Is that something I could tell with Fate
Also,
1?
how does high speech sound to someone who doesn't speak high speech?
That's something that I try to convey. It is less words. The book describes it actually as magical glyphs and signs, but I think it is more the communication of ideas like speed, like the place is feeling cut off in relation to time. That's what Nancy and Ellie experienced beforehand. It is the utterance of feeling, as I see it.
So those without high speech just don't feel the feeling.
Yeah, I've always kind of assumed anyway, based on my reading of it, that it's almost like if you see a movie where like somebody is, I'm trying to think of a good example in a movie. Like the first one that pops to mind is Dogma. If you've ever seen Dogma, like when God speaks and like there's like this shrieking and it's like there's not really like a sound per se, but it's more like emotion and like sort of a like reality kind of tilts and goes Dutch
Those who
angle for a
should
moment.
understand will understand.
Right. That's
I
kind of the
hate it.
vibe that I get anyway. But is that something that I can do?
I am looking at if there's some spell that would fit in. I'm thinking there's other potential roads to destiny. I think yes, it would be knowing. You're right. So it is a level 1 spell for fate.
I would assume it would maybe be under like in interconnections, perhaps would be the closest spell, kind of to what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that one I didn't see
It's
because
on
it is
page
cut out on the
135.
page. Yes.
Yeah.
Marks of fate on people, places. Sympathetic connections between subjects, the main candidate. Yeah, that's it. So, can I just specific information about the subject's destiny, such as a doom subject? Okay. You are going for potency, and I don't see. There's composure as the withstanding, and then we are settled wonderfully. Okay, we go to the cast a spell tab.
Our biggest nemesis.
Right. So
I am getting better at this. So we are going to the cast a spell tab. It is level 1. It is potency. You're using your shadow name and high speech,
right.
which should add up to, I think, 4 yantra dice.
Okay.
The withstanding is 3.
Okay. So
We have to have a higher potency than the withstanding.
right. I would like to drop the casting time down to
1 turn.
1 turn, and I should have like a. It says here I have free potency 2, and then I kicked the potency up to 4 because of the yantra dice, I would assume.
The potency goes up for
because I have a
the
pre.
withstanding.
Yeah, because I have because I have a free potency of 2. I assume that's because my fate is higher than what I'm casting.
I assume so too. Yes.
And then I've got it. The scale is when subject satisfied with an arm's reach, which I assume is correct, right?
Yeah.
And then range is self-touched or aimed. I would assume that's accurate. And I have a reach. My reach, it says 1 out of 2. So would I then add a reach mod of 1 to bring that up to 2 out of 2?
You can just go for sensory on your range, because otherwise you would have to touch her.
Okay. So.
And then we have both points of reach
Excellent.
spent.
Okay.
And we are ready to go.
And that's that. Ultimately, there's near the dice pool of 3 with 10 again, then, because of the Yantra dice being canceled out by the withstand rating, basically, right?
That's a question. The answer is no. Basically, I think it is because of the potency.
So at the end of the day, though, I think I've got this set up right. I don't know if you can see the same screen that I have up for my improvised spell, but
I followed along, and I also see the dice pool of 3.
okay.
And there's one success.
There's one success. Woohoo!
And for spellcasting rolls, all you need is one success to have the effect just as you want it to be. So we are fine. What does it look like?
Paradox involved, right?
There's no paradox involved. You're in a shut-off room, and you're doing nothing that could provoke paradox right now.
Excellent.
Yes.
So what does it look like? I mean, I'm assuming that like I'm just looking at her and sort of saying these words or these glyphs or these concepts verbally, and perhaps maybe my eyes might go a little dark, especially just because I also have death. You know, maybe that darkens my eyes a bit as I'm speaking, almost like, you know, the way that somebody looks when they're possessed by a demon in Supernatural is kind of what I'm assuming the vibe is.
And you see the strings of fate unravel or untangle in front of you, not unravel. And you see Holly, and she is connected to this place, and she is connected to several people here. She is important, but answers to others. She is a mover.
Can I tell if those impressions go beyond her mundane role as an HR person? Because all that stuff also would describe somebody who works in HR, I would think. Right?
Yes, it does go beyond that.
Okay.
You get the impression that she is important.
And I'm assuming she can tell what I'm doing, right? I'm certainly not being subtle about it.
She sees that you are casting, and she frowns at you. But she doesn't necessarily recognize what you're doing. You know, there is there's a polite way to interact with people.
Sure.
And I think you see that she is destined to go down into the direction of the beacon.
Refresh my memory. What is the beacon specifically?
You haven't understood this so far. It's the thing that Brian saw beneath the castle.
Okay, but this
The well
thing,
of power.
there is something pulling, the strings of fate are pulling her downward.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that flat in plain English. The strings of fate are pulling you downward. You have some connection to all this. Are you
You see the light.
responsible for what's happened to us or to this place?
I think the only person who is responsible for their awakening is the person themselves. I am responsible for, well, the setup of the whole operation, and I did some of the warding, of course, to well, keep people safe whilst we're doing interesting stuff. Also, to be honest, thank you. This makes me happy to know that I will be able to one day be down there.
What?
We can't be down there.
Not at this point, no.
Why?
We are trying to get there. As I said, it is a giant riddle box, and there are some riddles to be solved.
So is that what this was for? Did you bring us here to solve this? Is that why we're here?
That is entrapment.
It isn't entrapment. This is a company retreat. Nothing as it is a lie. We're giving you, our employees, time to relax and have some fun.
This is just a company retreat and there is no war in Basing Sea.
What?
I
Doesn't
don't
matter.
understand the
No, that's
reference.
fine. I didn't want you to either. I just had to say it. Look, I get it. It's all very technically we're not lying. Technically everything I'm saying is right. But technically everything has also kind of gone to shit past hour for us, just ever so momentarily. So a bit more transparency. It's like,
So,
tiny bit more transparency.
thing is, I invite you to look around, experiment, experience, find out what you're capable of. And with time, there will be coming understanding. There is no sense in giving you a ton of information that you can't handle at this moment. You just said things got bad for you. I am not sure about that. I think you got something wonderful, and it just needs some time to realize this.
They gave me something wonderful and then they took it away.
I think that is a limit that we are experiencing as humans. Many people say we are not made to carry such power with us. And the thing is, there is between what we perceive and the realm you have been to, there is a chasm, there is the abyss. It's like, I'm no scientist, I like to call it dark matter. It is a, or anti-matter, it is a place that just eats reality away.
Absence of reality.
And it is what's keeping us away from what we have seen, from what we have experienced. It is not on the will of that place, and it is not our fault that we can't reach the potential that we experienced over there. There are ways to increase your power, though, to get closer to this potential, to get it back.
Funny use of words. Getting it back.
You lose at one point?
I was listening to you, Doctor, when you said like you had something, and then they took it back from you. Like they took it away.
Yes.
For me, it didn't feel like the first time. It felt like I had it before, lost it, and then just I guess a few minutes ago, a few hours ago, I had it back. That wasn't the first time.
The thing is, that would make sense with the fact that you do things without knowing what you're doing, but you still do it correctly. Like a sleeper agent.
Nancy, please roll wits plus empathy. I think the other two are too occupied at the moment.
Just like
Fair.
Oh no, I missed something. We're all gonna die.
This is not a great dice pool. Can I drop a willpower just to make sure that I've got some extra dice here?
How hard are you concentrating on Holly?
I mean, I'm trying to piece together. Like I am sus. I am sus that we have been brought here specifically to get fed to some sort of mathematical meat grinder. Like that's what I'm concerned about. That's my worry. So I would say that I am sus enough to want to spend that.
Then you can spend your willpower point.
Okay, so wits, empathy. How do I add those bonus dice though?
As soon as you have selected wits and empathy, you go to the roll dice thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And it asks, gotcha. All right. So it's 3 extra dice, right?
Yep.
The willpower. Excellent.
You're doing quite well today.
That's weird. It totally. Thank you.
You're welcome. The thing is, as Ellie goes into details about things have been taken from her and then she regained it, and talking with Dr. Gilberts about this, you see that Holly is narrowing her eyes and just lowering her head the tiniest bit. There are some micro reactions in her face, as if she is surprised, interested, that as if an alarm bell in her head went off, but it's not like aha, but interesting. Okay.
So I'm just gonna ask her flat out, like, did you know this was going to happen to us, or did you just cast a wide net and hope somebody in the company was going to awaken?
I didn't know that it would be you. No.
But you knew somebody would.
Is that the probability is there?
I mean, forgive me for pointing this out, but it feels like a trap.
The set happens.
Um, I
Definitely.
see how this could be understood in a bad way. Yes. Um, it's not like I intended for this to happen. I was aware that it might be happening. And
Look,
it happened, and now we're here.
look, when one of the first announcements you make when you're in the giant castle is there is an escape room here somewhere, the biggest escape room of a certain region or even the world, people are going to look for things and they're going to find them.
Mm-hmm. Which is brilliant. And if they aren't aware of the supernatural world, they won't see the things of interest. Though they will engage in the search, they will maybe find pointers into the right directions. They will have fun. They will have drinks. They will be well fed. They will produce emotions that can be used. They bring life to this place.
Are you using people as a generator?
um, there are several sources for power and energy, yes. Sometimes it is pure emotion. And sometimes you encounter huge mysteries that just need a lot of processing power.
So to aid in that processing, you are using whatever then the regular people, I guess, generate while being a nice little company retreat with absolutely no catch or weird things going on at all.
There aren't any weird things going on. Unless you know you are you.
Oh, so I am the problem. We are the
No.
problem. Great,
No.
thanks.
I wanted to point out there is no danger for these people. We put wards up, everything is right.
There's no danger for the people that didn't awaken.
Yes.
That doesn't
Those
that doesn't leave. That doesn't sound very reassuring to those of us who have.
So, what did awake?
Your mind.
The fact that I see angels and go into a zone where I can shape reality and become God is not just my mind that got a little flicker. You're minimalizing things. There is a power that burns with so much that it's barely conceivable. We're sitting on top of a nuke almost.
This must appear to you like this because you're not having a reference.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, indeed, no reference.
I have a
This
reference.
is quite new.
I have a reference. I have a reference of feeling like a rat in a cage. And as Nancy's talking, I think her speech is going to move back and forth between English and high speech.
Duolingo's worst nightmare.
And she's going to, again, her eyes probably blacken. And I'm going to deepen the shadows just as as nothing else except for like, I'm angry and this is how it's manifesting. I'm just going to make the room, like all the shadows in the room grow thicker and darker. Which is a rote for me.
Wonderful.
So let me go into magic. I'm not using my name, but I am using high speech. And so it's what, 2 natural dice does that. I guess I would kick the scale up to a small room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm moving the casting time to 1 turn. And then it's saying that I've used 1 out of my 5 reach to do that. Apparently I have 5 reach on this.
Yes, because it is your road spell.
So can I just dump the rest of that into, it says reach mod, can I dump the rest of that into the modifier?
I think yes.
Because I'm just trying to, there's no sleeper witnesses, I assume, correct?
There is no sleeper witnesses right now, yes.
Okay. And is there, this isn't really withstood, right? Because it's just a,
this isn't withstood.
yeah, it's just adding a tilt to the area, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that, and I got 1 success. Good lord.
Somehow your dice pool got really, really small. I don't know why.
Oh, maybe that's because I added the.
It's probably because you're using death. And
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
death and your noses, so you have a dice pool of 2. But
Sure.
it is a road, so you get a lot of nifty reaches for that. Okay. You're darkening the room. Great. Okay. Is redecoration a thing that we are doing now?
Nance, you okay?
No, I'm pissed off.
I noticed. We all noticed. Don't worry. We know.
So this would have happened to you some way down the line nonetheless. As I said, it is your mindset that brought you to your awakening.
That's supposed to make us feel better? I don't like
No.
being manipulated.
This is a natural process. And you are now in a safe environment where you can test your new abilities, and you have somebody you can speak to and questions about what's happening.
Yeah, I've got a
I
few
think you're in a pretty good position right now. compared
natural
to-
processes I wouldn't mind testing out right now. This doesn't make it okay. You've pulled us into this weird place with this weird thing going on because you have a puzzle you want to solve, and we just got the lucky prize of being the ones who got dragged into your little game. Like, that's not okay. How many of you are there?
A few.
A few is not a number.
That's right.
Is this an organization, or are you just a small cult of people doing things? Is there any order? Is there a chain of command?
There is a chain of command, yes.
Great, then who's your boss?
Management, of course.
So you're telling me the management of the company is also involved in this little escape room game of yours?
They are in support of the project.
Don't give me like corp speak right now. Like, this isn't a project, this is our lives that you're playing a game with. If I was under the impression that I could effectively storm out of here, I would do so. But I have a funny feeling that's not going to be as easy to do as it might have been. Sorry, there's a plane landing in my yard.
Fucking magic in this castle. I
Ah.
love planes.
I want to try to use my supernatural vision on the lady to see exactly what they are and what they're doing.
Okay.
Because I'm getting very, very suspicious.
Yeah, sorry about that noise. Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, like, if I could storm out of here, I would, but I have a funny feeling that wouldn't work.
You would probably notice that it's hard to leave this area. You know, there aren't many means of transportation from here.
Well, aside from that, I have a feeling that I would be mystically compelled to stay in one way or another.
Right now, I am a little bit worried about the safety of company information. So
If I was you, that's not the safety I'd be concerned about.
I think you need some time to rest.
I seem to have ample amounts of that at my disposal. Quite a bit,
Time is
actually.
relative.
I believe the doctor was going to be casting something, but I'm also looking at something that I might do to emphasize my point.
Okay, the doctor wants to go for supernal vision. We go to the fun mage thing.
That once against the improvised thingamajig.
Yep. And that is prime, isn't it?
Yes. Prime 1.
It is a potency spell.
Mhm.
For the,
The thing is, do I know the value of my own name? Or do I notice that it worked the last time, so I'm gonna do it again? Because if it works, it works. Or do I know there's danger
You
to
know
it?
that there's power in showing who you truly are.
Power, not danger. So I use it. Because I want to know. I got 3 free potency. So I'm gonna see.
Funny thing is that with stood, probably isn't. Uh, da, 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 da.
The thing is, I can ask a lot of questions, but do I know what they mean?
Does the player know what they mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So
I can
this
find
is
out like the arcanums and such, but do I know what an arcanum is?
yeah, but I can put this into terms that the character can understand, I think. So, but before we I am wondering, there should be some sort of there it is. Effects that would cloak the target's nature provoke a clash of wills as normal. Amazing. Okay. So you have first to cast the spell, and if that goes through, we might end up in a duel of wills. To see what you actually get from this.
Is this just targeting the one person, or is the doctor seeing all the magic that's being used at the moment?
By studying a person, place, or location for one turn. So it is one target. Unless the doctor decides to put some reach into the area effect, then it is the whole place.
How many reach should I put in there?
So you're casting a level 1 spell with a prime 3. So you got 3 free reaches for that. If you don't want to cast this for 3 hours, you need to put 1 into casting time. Then you should probably put up your potency to 3 because it is the free thing. And then we still have 2 reach to play around with. And if you want to actually cast it on her without touching her, you have to put 1 reach into range. And then you can, if you want to, since that was what Travis was asking, if you want to learn about everyone in the room, you can put 1 reach into scale advanced, 5 subjects, or a large house.
And I shall do the no touchy, fast, everything casting.
Good luck.
I am cooking up an angry spell too.
Also, if somebody casts a spell of the thing that is the one that your clan doesn't like, is it noticeable? So Oberon will hate death.
I don't think it is more like you can't connect to it.
I hate this. The dice hate me.
Wonderful. Okay. Travis, may I ask what arcana your spell is that you are prepping?
Yeah, it's time.
It's time. Okay. Good. Yeah. Good. Tell me what.
I would just like to say it would be in your best interest to get us out of here as fast as possible, because I think you're going to find your time here very unpleasant. When I say your time very unpleasant, I'm going to say that in high speech, and I'm going to cast a weight of years on this woman.
This sounds just delicious. Weight of years. Is this the attack spell?
Oh,
Yes, it's a time 3 spell.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, great. Yes. Nice. You do this. Please go through the motions.
Sure. So what my plan here is to I'm gonna do time 3. I'm gonna drop one of my reach into potency, one into casting time, and one into range, so that it's sensory. This will bring it to potency. I guess with the advanced potency, it gives +2 withstand against dispel. And the casting time is 1 turn. Range is sensory. I've added 2 Yantra dice for my high speech.
Wonderful.
All right. That's 3 successes.
Jesus.
What was the potency of the spell?
Potency is this free potency 3, and then +2 to
Wonderful.
withstand against dispel.
Great. We can see that what does it look like as you cast the spell?
I'm assuming what I'd like to see is like, because I don't think I'm pushing her that far forward. At the end of the day, it's just successes and bashing damage, right? But what I would like to see is like her hair start to grow and nails start to grow, and like maybe some dark circles forming under her eyes because as time's passing, she's not sleeping. And that's how I would like the damage to sort of manifest itself.
Mm-hmm. And I think the utterance in high speech is just, it is like the gong of a bell saying it is midnight. There is a
Time's up sort of sense, right?
Yeah, that's the thing I want to express.
Yeah, and I think my eyes again are blackening. Again, the shadows that I've already deepened in the room may be dancing around me a little bit, if that's within the purview of what I can do. Maybe even just grasping out at her a little bit to sort of suck the time away.
And yeah, it is not nice to see what's happening there. It doesn't look good. And then you can see that a few of the blood vessels in her eyes broke a little bit. So now she has bloodshot eyes a little bit. And she says, I think you are under a dire misconception.
Yeah, what's that?
And
Can we I probably know what's going on because of the same affinity, so could we please, and I physically step in between the two. If I have to worm my way in, I will. And push him to the side. Please, for the love of whatever the fuck is in control eventually, could we not be literally and physically and otherworldly be at each other's throats? Thank you.
And
while, hold on, because I'm touching her, so I don't have to expend reach.
ah!
I am
Touching
going to-
which one of us?
The Holly, not you, because I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of Holly. And I am also going to cast something. This is just becoming a casting fest. I'm so sorry, Tom.
It's a mage campaign.
And it is escalation in session 3. It's great. We love it.
Beautiful, lovely, amazing. Anyway, I am going to cast, what was it again? What? I put it in the chat. Where is it? Ship. Momentary flux, which is time 1. To determine this person here is saying a lot of things, but they're always implying that they're saying half truths but never lying. But that is an exactly perfect way to cover up lies, like actual factual lies. So I'm just gonna do a little feely and see if this person really has our best interest, even somewhat in their mind,
Okay.
or absolutely not, and we're collateral damage.
Okay. Let's take it this way. She doesn't necessarily want to escalate things. So you can do your spell first.
It's just sensing whether a subject will prove beneficial or baneful in the most likely future.
Once again, please.
The mage can sense whether a subject will be proved beneficial or baneful in the most likely future.
Okay. It is a spell, right?
Yes, momentary flux time 1. We can see. Just not even intense, just in general. Will this be good for me or will this be bad for me? It doesn't matter if being bad is by malicious intent or because they are, for example, dragging an entire group of elephants with them and we're going to get trampled.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the funny dice rolling.
And mages with time 2 may use a temporal sympathy. That's in the past. I want to be in the present for once.
Yeah. So we go. It's not your road skill, right? Your road spell. So
no. So
then
we go to the funny little magic thing. We go to
funny little magic thing.
Go to time on level 1, or does
it is level 1? That's all right.
1 spell, yeah. With potency, I am touching her, so I don't have to pour any reach into range. Casting time, I'll have to put 1 reach into that one, sorry. Otherwise it'll be 3 hours. So I'm gonna put 1 reach into casting time for it to be 1 turn. Scale's still the same. Free potency 2. Do I just pour 2 potency in then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so time 1 potency, 2 potency, 1 turn. I cast?
You cast,
Great.
and it's all what you needed.
Yippee.
So thing is, the spell has also an addition +1 reach when reacting to the information gained from the spell. The mage gains a bonus to initiative equal to potency. So that's another thing that you can buy with reach. If you were about to engage into a combat, this would be a smart thing to pick up.
I hope I'm not. And I'm really banking on that. And if I am, I'm fucked.
uh,
Maybe like to try one thing because I noticed that things are escalating.
let's have first the spell of Ellie done completely, and then I might want to do something as a reaction to Nancy.
Sure. Just a couple quick questions. And I guess they can wait till after all the mechanics are resolved. But I just want to check and see if I can regain a willpower for acting in accordance with my advice.
I'm sure we can look into this in a second. Yes. Okay. You look at her, and maybe it's just the very bad light in the room produced by Nancy. But as you can't cast the spell, and just you don't have time right now to go through time to look into a precise picture of the possible future. You just have a glimpse on it. And well, it says doom. This woman is gonna fuck you up majorly. Like horrible, horrible nightmare.
So I stood in between and was like, no, please, please don't be fighting, please. And then I just look at Holly and my eyes go immediately wide and I take a step back immediately and I side with Nancy. And cross my arms.
If we just could keep our tiny antics to us, she says, and
oh, you are trouble.
it is welling up. It is welling up from beneath her feet, not directly from the ground, but from beneath her feet. And it's just like she's lifting the veil a little bit, showing through that there is something that she is currently keeping away from you. And if this was a magical duel, she would start showing her imago, the image of what the spell would become to you, and show off her prowess in magical warfare. And it doesn't look good. Also, it is kind of in a language no one of you is a native speaker in. Ali sees it is live magic. It is the power of change and growth and transformation and a lot of other things. So
yeah, not being able to keep my damn mouth shut, I go, yeah, but you did prove my points.
okay. So next, there was a quick question about vice and virtues. What is your vice?
Couple questions actually. Yeah. So my vice is cruel.
Mm, what was the instance that you have been cruel?
Like I'm lashing out to age this woman who, based on
Yeah.
like a suspicion, like Ellie has some factual knowledge at this point that might justify that behavior, but I don't. I'm just
Yeah.
being mean. You know?
Yeah, I can see this in this instance, yes. Okay.
Excellent.
Next question.
And the other questions were just as I have a couple of aspirations here. I wanted to see if they might qualify for beats, which is to cast a spell deliberately was one of my aspirations, and
Yep.
to get a better understanding of my awakening.
Probably both of them checked, yes.
Okay, excellent. So I'll drop
Okay.
beats. I'll drop the beats for those, and then I just wanted to make sure that because this is just temporary damage that I'm doing,
I did some real damage.
am I risking a breaking point roll? Do I need to roll for wisdom or no?
Mm. Good question.
It says like if you do lasting harm to somebody, it's a act of hubris at wisdom 7.
I think the point is you have no idea what the consequences of the spell truly are.
Okay.
I think it is actually a question of rationalizing it. And so it is a breaking point, but I would give you a 2 dice bonus.
Okay.
You got the point of willpower because it was basically a cruel action.
Right.
It was with the intent to harm.
So then just to check that out, so I'll be rolling, what is it? Normally it would be 3 dice, so I'm doing 5 dice.
Yep.
All right. And is there like an actual roll thing, or do I just do a...
You can just go with /roll 5d10
Excellent. Okay.
in the chat. Um,
And do these get 10 again?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
And if I remember this correctly,
Yippee.
I don't know why I keep rolling as Josie, but that keeps saying I'm Josie.
you are Josie now.
Yeah, I got 2 successes.
And I fear that is the thing that you don't want to roll. You don't want to have any successes on this roll. Oh, wait. Then we did it wrong.
And you'd have to reduce dice instead.
Then you have to reduce the dice. You're not getting
I reduced the
punished
dice.
for... Yeah, sorry.
Right. So in that case, it's 1d10, right? I just have a chance die.
Yep.
Let's see how Travis rolls.
It's 1d10. I'm just making sure I have the But it's not a chance die though. It's because I actually have
It
one
is
die,
not a
right?
chance die. Yes, so you still have the full range of possibilities to have a very bad experience.
Excellent. That is no successes. Can I?
You don't want to succeed at this roll, and you can't
Oh.
modify it any further.
Okay. I don't want to succeed. Oh,
You don't want to succeed.
beautiful. Well, that worked out in my favor then.
So you find a way to explain to yourself that this wasn't actually horrible what you did.
Cool.
Okay. Apparently there are interesting opinions on the forums about this. Great. But I gave for the very same action a point of willpower away. It was a deliberate, cruel action, so it was with the intent to harm and using magic for this. And although it is very funny to do this, but magic isn't supposed to be used as a weapon. But Nancy, how do you get away with, well, I just tried to age this woman?
In what sense? Like,
why does it not detach you from that's a good question. We haven't explored what is.
I'm assuming that, well, because mages don't have the same mechanisms for breaking points as normal people. So I'm assuming the reason that I'm justifying it to myself is because I really feel like it's defensive. Like, I feel like this person has attacked me.
Yeah.
By putting me in the position I'm in. It's her fault.
Great. Yeah. You didn't do anything wrong.
Right. She deserved it. And then my last question, sorry to be all questiony, and this goes for the whole room. Does this count as an arcane beat for all of us? Because like of this being like this scene being the first real exposure we've had to magic since our awakening. So like we're kind of learning about the supernatural.
You are learning a lot. This is at least 1 point magical knowledge beat. Yes. Discovering the mystery or revealing the mystery also counts as one beat.
So we're getting beat. 2 effectively.
Yeah, you're getting 2.
Excellent.
We're getting beat up by our story guide.
Yeah. Okay. After a lot of questions, dear Dr. Gilbert, do you want to add to the confusion and pain?
I want to end the confusion.
Awesome.
I'm gonna use one of my my root skills and use words of truth to put fire in my words, and like a teacher in a classroom full of unruly students, explain everybody should calm down, sit down, and explain what they want in a peaceful, non-threatening way without harming one another, because this will not add to anything. This will only create chaos in a place where there's already too much confusion. And I just want people to explain exactly what they want to say, convey what they want to convey without putting any harm on one another, because this will lead to nothing but more confusion and more pain.
Wonderful.
Word of Truth, Prime 2.
Find Prime 2.
I'm going to use the extra reach to make sure that if people want to ignore my words, that they will get a condition.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The withstand is the composure. Does anyone have a higher composure than 3?
Let me check. Composure.
Mine
I match it.
is a 2. Nope, I clearly lack composure.
-3.
Okay, so we are looking at 3 with standing, and because we are doing all the rules all at once in one session,
My fault. I feel bad. Not really.
it's all of your fault. Why are you trying to play the game? Please.
And I'm assuming like Nancy's like while she's inflicting this horrific harm is like ear to ear Cheshire cat grin, glowing black, like deep black eyes. Fun stuff.
Okay, I think you just go with the 3 as with the stand.
Also, because it's a road skill. Um,
Road spell.
yeah,
I'm
road
sorry.
spell, and I took the roads of the thing that I have something in that gives it 9 again.
No, it doesn't give you the 9 again
Oh
rule.
no, it's because I have like a feat thingy that spells
Okay.
that I use with roads.
Okay. Yeah, then you're of course right.
Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do I have to say which? Does the thing that I took road in make a difference in which one I took? Because with the road you have to like choose a road skill.
You don't have the road skill because you're not belonging to any magical order.
Okay.
Um,
I think I got road skills because I have a feat that gives me road skills.
Good lord.
Wait, where is the thingy? Wait, I have to open it a second time. Here, actors. It's a very big one. A professional training math.
Okay.
It does a lot.
Yeah, and I think as nameless, you still get a rote skill for each rote, but that's it. Like you can apply a rote skill to the rotes that you know, but like I think if you learn a rote, like you have to get trained with that rote skill.
The thing is, like, they gave me the choice to take a few roads.
Okay, I think we reached critical overload for my brain.
Do you want me? I'm gonna copy paste the entire thing of the effects in the chat. That might help.
When repeated, if it is a field of choice, tends to a greater success or access asset skill, she benefits from man again quality.
It just has lots of words that I don't understand.
Yeah, the thing
The
is,
mage.
Okay. Since now I think I have to do a lot of research because I don't know if your professional training in math actually counts into using spells. I would like to have a look into that.
Yeah, do some digging because it was my impression that we got rote skills for our starting routes, even if we're nameless. So that might also be inaccurate on my part.
Yeah. I thought like this would like because that one spell takes I took the roads of academics. That's expression because I got like good at expressing the fact that you should sit down and shut the fuck up. That would put extra power in the word.
Yeah,
but I could also have read it wrong.
To my understanding, the road skills are taught by the orders. And these are skills that are used as memo techniques to do the spell in the right way. So you usually don't necessarily choose from situation to situation what's good to use.
Oh no, like the thing is like if you choose them, you have to pick one skill and it's stuck.
Yeah. So I will have to look into this whole thing.
Okay.
And this is all right. I will do this. And we just leave, I think, with a very heated up situation with a group of newly born or awakened mages, not necessarily knowing who they are pissing off right now. And well, might have the understanding that they are not allowed to leave the place, and this will have fun consequences for the future, I think.
Can't wait.
Consequences of my actions. I signed up to not have those.
And yeah, I can say I didn't expect to encounter so much Mage the Rulening today as we did.
my fault. Sorry.
It's all right. I think to most of your questions I could answer, but then the details, they came around the corner, Happy. So, okay. I hope nonetheless this was an enjoyable session.
Oh, it was a blast. Thank you.
I hope we will see each other again in 2 weeks. And yeah, we'll see if everybody comes out of this situation the way they went into it, or if things happen, you know, like all the possible things that lie in the future. So
Like, I have one last question, just for not only for my own benefit, but also for everybody else's. I want to make sure I'm doing things right, but also want to make sure everybody else's collective ass eye are covered, as Cordelia Chase would say. We get a beat every time a session ends, right?
for sure.
So okay, so I just want to make sure that, like, because I have one experience now, and I want to make sure that that's not inaccurate.
We have to count beats.
Oh, do we get experience?
Or we can, because I am very, very, very bad at keeping track of conditions, which is a major player in the beat game.
Sure.
We could say you learned a fucking lot today.
Yeah.
And we can just appoint experience points to the characters if you want to.
Sure. Like what I've got right now, just for my own tracking, was I completed 3 sessions, so that's 3 beats. And that I also got 2 short-term aspirations out of the way, so that's another 2 beats, so that comes to 1 XP.
Also, you have awoken. I think this should count as like 5 magic beats.
Okay, so we can add just for the raw awakening, because I have the 2 arcane beats that I have is revealing the mystery and learning about the supernatural. But if I can add 2 more or 5 more for awakening, I won't complain.
So 5 arcane beats for awakening. 3 regular ones for sessions.
It might happen that I just jog some handwavium over experience, and if you feel like I would like to buy a skill or a merit or anything like this, we can make sure that you get it and everybody else gets something of similar value.
I am A-okay with handwavium. It's my favorite thing in the universe.
Okay. After this incredible session of Mage, the feeling and rulening, I'd love to say everybody who we are, and if you stuck around for this long, I can tell you that I will be in 2 weeks' time at the Illusion Con, and I'm gonna run some fun games like The World Below as a charity game that you can join in with a tiny donation to a charity, or you can come to my tables for Wesen and Modern Wesen, which is a little bit lighter on the rules. And yeah, then I hope that you would join us again next week. But I'm not the only one on this amazing stream. So we give the opportunities to say our goodbyes to Ren. Ren, who are you? Where to find you? What do you do? Amazing.
My name is Ren. I'm nowhere to be found on the internet because I don't do that much except leech off very good DMs and have fun, because that's the most important part. And by God, this is such an amazing concept of playing, but damn, it's difficult.
Yes.
But it's nice. Not like Pathfinder. That's bad difficult. This is good difficult.
Don't badmouth shit on the promo channel, please. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Hey, it's flavors, all flavors.
Thank you very much. Okay, Josie, who are you?
Hi.
Where to find you? What are your favorite games?
Don't get me started. Hi, I'm Josie. What do I do on the internet? Be cringe and post cringe. And the one thing that I always promote after these, I'm gonna just set the link in the chat, is the audio drama I am a part of, that is finally progressing again after being down for like no progress for a year. Other things, I signed up for no consequences to my actions, and you give me consequences to my actions. I want a refund.
Sure. Yep. Thank you. And Travis.
Hi, my name is Travis. My pronouns are he and they. When I'm not running or playing in games, I am writing them. I too will be at Illusion Horror Con, and as soon as Ty mentioned it and mentioned that it was 2 weeks away, I was like, oh, I better take a look and see what I'm supposed to be doing at that convention. I'm apparently going to be on some panels, y'all. So guess I might want to prep for those. And then I guess, yeah, the other thing that I want to just remind you of is that if you're in the chat, the pinned link should take you to the Abyssal's Indiegogo, where you can sign up to be notified when that goes live. I will be back here on the channel in about 3.5 hours for a Scarred Lands. Normally we would be playing Sins of Shelzar, but we have a couple of players out, so I have a fun little one-shot designed. We're going to be having some gang of level 3 Drendali elves will be making their way into an Asathi den to try to get a MacGuffin. So it should be a fun hack and slash one-shot tonight at 9 Eastern. Thank you all so much for being here. If you've not yet done so, please be sure to follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much, Tom, for an amazing, fun game. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the kind words. I just found the next rules mess up I did today. I should probably burn this PDF and never look back into it and just call it, well, it is magening the mishappens. So thank you. In our exploration of this very thick book and with all the knowledge that got deleted by me reading the rules for the world below. So
hey, if you can only fit one system in your head, it should be the world below. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and see you next time.
Bye. Everybody.